Another example of doing something different, only a little more radical, is called do a 180. It means doing the exact opposite of whatever it is that you've been doing. And I have a wonderful example to illustrate this point. I know a woman who likes a lot of peace in her house. She doesn't like a lot of conflict. She doesn't like a lot of tension. And she happens to be married to a guy who has a very low tolerance for frustration. And every time he feels a little frustrated, it gets louder and louder and louder. And over the years, every time he would get louder and louder, she would sort of step in and try to calm him down. How does a man feel as he's getting kind of revved up and a woman comes in and says, "It's okay, settle down"? What do you think he feels? He gets more agitated, exactly. That's what happens. And they lived this way for a really, really long time until one day she decided it's time to do a 180. He was in the family room working on the computer doing something, and she's in the kitchen. She hears him starting to grumble about something, and almost like, in a hypnotic trance, she starts walking into the room to try to settle him down, but then she remembered that her commitment to doing something different. She walks into the room and she hears him say, "I can't believe that my boss expects me to do this. I wasn't at the training. How am I supposed to know this?" And as he's getting louder and louder, she goes right over to him. She pounds her fist on the table and says, "What was your boss thinking? If you weren't at the training, how are you supposed to know how to do this? You'll never figure it out. This isn't a skill you know. This is just going to ruin our evening. I cannot believe this is happening." Dead silence. And then he looks up at her and he says, "Settle down, I'll figure it out." Relationships are like seesaws. The more one person does of something, the less the other person does of it. In her case, she decided that she knew that trying to calm him down wasn't working. She took a risk of doing something really zany, doing a 180, and got an immediate result. And so often when you change your behavior in that way, you do get immediate results because your spouse is expecting you to act and react the way you normally do. So it is so outstanding that you're not doing that, that you kick your partner out of automatic pilot and you get a different response.